One of the greatest things you'll ever do for yourself is to be direct in an honest and constructive way. If you're conflict avoidant and yet find yourself in it more than you'd like to be, this may be helpful. And what I mean by that is you're disturbed by something. You may be not saying something that has a core importance because you don't want conflict. Yet it stacks over time and comes out in passive aggression or sickness, or you blow up, or people retaliate even more because they can sense that there's a problem for you. My question would be, if you knew what it was that you wanted to say and you had the courage to say it, what would you say? How would you say it? When would you say it? And would you want to be on the receiving end of the way that you say it? In an ideal world, we are frank and kind with it. When we're not, people don't know who we are. We can never feel secure in relationships with anyone when we know we're wearing a mask, sending green lights to people that their behaviour is okay by us, when actually it needs to be an amber light or a red one. The nicest, most sweet people will take from us more than we want them to take if we give them permission to do so, because time and again we say and do nothing. To say something directly to someone whilst you're with them so they can see your facial expression. We can hold each other's gaze. We are mindful of our tone of voice, the outcome specifically that we would like, what we'd like to come away with. To be able to say to someone, listen, this is really important to me and us, and I'd love you to hear me without judgment. Never to teach someone something charged with emotion, to be able to take the time to ask yourself, what gets to happen here? And come from a still, soft place. I appreciate this takes time and skill. However, practice makes perfect. A lot of the time we think, I'll wait till it's really bad and then I'll say something. And what we're doing when we do that is dismissing and avoiding ourselves. And then we wonder why other people do it. How would you like something to be? And unless it has to be that way or it's unsafe, maybe we say nothing at all. However, we ask ourselves, where have I been part of that? Either through not saying something or being passive aggressive, so that what we learn and know can be transferable skills to the next time, because it will always keep coming if we keep avoiding it. We leave the job or the relationship. It shows up somewhere else because essentially it's a karmic phenomenon where everybody's our mirror, that we get to strengthen psychological muscle through having the courage to face off with the things that are important to us. Our tone of voice. And I would never advise that if it has emotional content, it's important to you and there's a problem, that you text it. Text exchanges never go well, in my opinion, when it's about this stuff. Tones get lost. Words can be misconstrued. We're usually, right in the thick of feeling reactive about something. So it causes the conflict that we're looking to avoid. Imagine how it would be in any situation that you come away and you feel you respect you because something that went on was important to you and you spoke to it and you had your back. However, we need to practice, and sometimes that would be with friends, is, someone close to you, you check out, this is what I'd like to say, how is it landing? Or we do it in the mirror if you don't want to do it to someone directly, or you write it down and you leave it for a time until you're not charged, and then have the conversation. And if you can't have the conversation because that person's passed or no longer in your life, then you can write to them what you'd like to say, be as brutal as you'd like to, and then leave it 24 hours and come back to it and take the core truth And then say it in a way that if you were on the receiving end of it, it would be something that you could take and you could hear. And you may even want to go a step further, which is to write back from them how you would love it to be. If the two of you took each other seriously and were respectful, to actually hear each other out, not to speak over each other, not to superimpose and teach each other something, to hear each other and check if what you have to say has landed at the other end. The greatest thing we can do for ourselves is learn to be straight and frank in a healthy, positive way. Greatest gift. Sending love.